¿Qué hace, loco? Bueno, seguimos, ¿eh? Seguimos con el tail off. A ver, en el capítulo anterior escapamos de la mina, conocimos a esta chica, eh, así que vamos, seguir, loco. El esclavo enmascarado.
Can you even see out of that thing? Like, at all?
Of course I can. How else do you think I managed to avoid tripping everywhere I go?
What is that thing anyway? It doesn't look like anything Dan and I've ever seen.
Beats me. I don't remember anything about my past. When I came to, I was already wearing it. If I could get it off, I would. Damn thing makes it hard to eat, and I can't scratch my face when it itches. It's the worst.
Honestly, I'm just impressed you've managed to survive this long looking like that. I'm sure you attract attention wherever you go.
Most of the other Danans don't pay it any mind. It's in everyone's best interest to just keep their heads down, focus on their work, and pretend they don't notice.
What about the Renan soldiers? Didn't they notice?
The guards? They're more the kill first, ask questions later type. Be in the wrong place or step out of line and you're dead. Mask or no mask. That said, as long as you keep your head down and don't cause trouble, they mostly ignore you. Honestly, sometimes they don't look all that keen to stir up trouble themselves. A friend of mine said it's because if they kill us without a good reason, it could delay the work and put them behind schedule. At that point, it'd be their necks on the line. You should know more about all that than me, though, right?
I don't serve any of the lords. But I see what you mean. After 3 centuries of Renan rule without much upheaval, it's possible the soldiers might be losing their edge. All this trouble we've caused might be the first excitement they've had in a while.
Well, I don't plan on getting killed for their amusement.
Bueno, a medida que vas avanzando te aparece un diálogo abajo a la derecha, que si apretás R1 aparecen todos estos diálogos. Me imagino que acaba de haber pelea, ¿no? Nada, y te explico un poquito más de la historia, de las cosas, ¿no? Parece Mordor, loco.
That's...
Glanimede Castle. Stronghold of Lord Balsef. Self-imposed ruler of all Calaglia.
I've never seen it from this close before.
That's it, all right. And next to it are the gates of fire. Take a good long look while you still can. That wall is what we've come to tear down. The only thing standing between us and freedom.
Freedom.
Let's go.
Bueno, acá los objetos que podés guardar brillan, así que nada, es cuestión de tener un poquito de cuidado, prestar atención.
Be careful. If you get close to a Zoogle, they'll attack.
Cuando toques el icono de un enemigo, se iniciará una batalla. Derrota a todos los enemigos en una pelea para ganar experiencia y otras recompensas. Ten cuidado, si vencen a todos los personajes, eliminarán al grupo. Y acá no me queda mucho. Dice, pulsa Options en combate desde el menú de modo de control de personajes. Semiautomático se mueve de forma automática hasta el rango de ataque. Manual, control total, automático, pelea según la estrategia elegida. El modo semiautomático es ideal para jugadores que quieren pelear combate casuales. El modo manual es para quienes quieren el control total y el modo automático deja que el juego tome el control.
You're surrounded. Just stay calm. It's over. Don't let them form a pack. How's this?
We've turned the tables on them.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
How's this?
I'm only
See
getting
you.
started.
Talon Storm.
Swallow blade.
Cannon. I'm sure I can put this to use.
Bien. Vamos.
Don't fight any enemies you can otherwise avoid, all right?
Makes sense. If we try to take them all on, there'll be no end in sight.
You sure won't hear me complaining.
Ese debe ser. Ok. Y se mantienen los microbios a raya porque descomponen las toxinas. Si se almacena junto a la comida, hace que dure más.
What a weird stone.
I sense a strange
Hay un
power
cofre.
from it. We
Debe
should
ser
gather
re
as
jodido,
many
¿no?
as we can find.
Dice medicina milagrosa que cura el knockout.
This is...
Seems you found something good. Supplies like that are valuable. Never overlook them.
Sería bueno saber qué nivel es, ¿no?
I'll remember that.
Let's stop a moment to catch our breath.
But I've barely worked up a sweat.
Speak for yourself. What do you want, a medal? Doesn't look like we're being followed. Fail to grab these rare moments of quiet when you can. You'll end up regretting it later.
You're the boss.
El grupo recupera PB y PC cuando descansa en un campamento. En ese periodo puedes ver las escenas y cinemáticas anteriores.
Normally, we should take turns standing guard. But this first time, I'll watch over things so you two can rest easy.
I've never just sat and watched a fire like this before. It's surprisingly soothing.
Well, aren't you getting comfortable? You realize there are still Zoogles prowling around out here, right?
Ah, don't be a spoil sport. It's important to let your mind and spirit relax. Does you a lot more good than you might think. A master core, huh? Now I see. So that's why Balsef's cronies were so desperate to catch her.
Is that what it's called? The jewel in her chest?
Oh, right. You don't remember a damn thing, do you? Ah, fair enough. Guess it's time to fill you back in. Tell me, you ever wonder why we Danans are made to work ourselves to the bone, day in, day out?
Well, when you put it like that, I always just assumed we were mining resources for them.
And don't you think it'd be quicker if they used all that high-powered tech they have? Why go to all the trouble of relying on weak human labor? Listen, what the Renans are really after isn't resources or minerals. It's astral energy. They're harvesting the astral energy that sleeps inside all matter in life forms. And they're doing it the same way they have for the past 300 years, using us Danans as mere siphons.
Right. They have machines for minerals, but extracting from Danans requires spirit cores. Any astral energy collected passes through a spirit vessel on its way to being stored in a master core.
But why go to the trouble of collecting all this energy in the first place? Do they really need all that juice just to use astral arts?
It determines the Sovereign.
Sovereign? Is that the Renan ruler?
Exactly. 5 lords, each doing whatever it takes to gather as much astral energy as they can and store it in their master cores. Whichever of them manages to accumulate the most power at the end of their contest is crowned the ruler of the Renan motherland. A new crown contest, as they call it, is held every decade or so.
So you see, the master cores are the receptacles in which the lords store their power. And we Danans are sacrificed, so the Renans can choose their new ruler.
That's insane! You're telling me that's what our people have been dying for this whole time?
Relax, hero. You're not the only one who's bent out of shape about the whole thing. There are two things that I haven't been able to get my head around yet. What business would a Renan have stealing a Master Core? And what's the deal with that blazing sword?
I think the sword is a physical manifestation of the Master Core's astral energy. As for why it took the shape of a sword, well, I don't know any more than you do. Honest.
And that stuff about needing your permission to use it? What was that about?
I'm the only one of us who can control the Master Core to some extent. Without me to adjust the flow of astral energy, the sword can't take a physical form.
What do you want out of this? You may be one of them, but you don't strike me as the ruthless oppressor type.
I'm going to take down all of the lords.
Never thought I'd say this, but I like the cut of your jib, Renan. Very well. As far as we're concerned, the struggle continues either way. And with that sword on our side, our chances of victory just increased. That is, of course, assuming we can count the two of you in.
Fine by me. After all, it sounds like we're after the same thing anyway.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by all this. But if it's a choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
Then it's settled. Together we'll overthrow the Renan lords. And first up on that chopping block is Balsef, the wild beast. Sound good?
Bueno, estas son las cosas que me gustan de los juegos, ¿no? El tipo, bueno, la chica más que nada, ¿no? El diálogo en general. En 3 minutos te explicaron un montón de cosas.
I've gotta hurry.
Yo quedé recontra resentido con el Sword Art Online. Recontra resentido. No, loco, pero no puede ser. No puede ser.
We have another secret hideout in Ulzebek, not far from here. We should be able to meet up with our comrades there.
40, 50 minutos de video, loco. Bueno, a ver, sigamos con el juego. Iremos para adelante. Se viene el God of War Ragnarok, papá. Orgásmico fue el
I
tráiler.
hate camping out.
Orgásmico. Cory Barlog cada vez mejor, Digo,
Should be able to eat this. Whenever you find some, make sure to grab it.
It's edible, huh?
bueno, tengo que ir. O voy para acá. O bajo. A ver. En teoría debería venir por acá, ¿no? Acá hay algo. Vamos a bajar un poquito.
What's this thing?
Ah, quiero ver algo más. Déjame ver. Bueno, no hay más nada. Eh... Siempre es bueno investigar un poquito. Bueno, el God of War, increíble, loco, el tráiler. Se ve que vamos a poder, por lo que leí en internet, vamos a poder viajar ahora por los 9 reinos. Buenísimo, vamos a ir a Asgard. Aparece Tyr, loco. Era todo un misterio el chabón, ¿no? Tyr, ese gigante que supuestamente viajó por todos lados, ¿no? Ese bicho. Yo me lo pasé 2 veces el God of War. Muy bueno, muy bueno. La segunda vez que me lo pasé
That
pude
is
matar
one
a...
enormous stray.
I don't
Dice,
think we can
los
take
saules
it right
gigantes
now.
merodean por algunas regiones, son muy difíciles de combatir, pero obtienes objetos raros y muchos pH.
We've almost made it to Ulzebek.
Hongo. Eh, Bueno, no vamos a ir a matar a ese bichito todavía. Hay un cofre acá. Me lo vi.
Normally, I don't pick on the weak.
Here I go. You're mine.
Don't go charging off like that. Come on it. See ya.
It's over.
Guess we gotta roll with it.
It's over.
Uy,
Mega Ray.
Swallow blade. Take this. Here I come. Here I come. Mirage.
You're not giving up now, are
Swallow
you?
blade.
No, I refuse to let it end like this.
That's what I want to hear. Raise your sword.
la chica me curó, bien.
I can feel my power growing. Woohoo!
Hola de perro, dice, semeja la de un Shiba Inu noble y combinada con un par de orejas provoca la tentación de correr por todas partes y ladrar. Lindo. Ese
That's
fue,
an
mira.
unusual bird.
It's an
Estas aves se
owl.
encuentran en puntos ocultos de todas las regiones. Tal vez haya una recompensa para los aventureros que deciden encontrarlas. A ver, allá hay objetos para agarrar. Podríamos... Me gustaría saber de cada cuánto se respawnean los bichos, ¿no?
I'll take you all on.
Here I come. You're mine.
You're surrounded. Just stay calm. Talent storm.
Take this.
Here I go. You're mine.
You're mine. You're finished. Take this.
Dragon shot.
Mirage. Take this.
There. One more.
I'm not done.
I'm only
Slash.
getting started.
Try harder. Here I come.
Talent
It's
storm.
over.
Mega Ray.
How's this?
Take this.
Had it
One
coming.
more.
You're finished.
Talent
Mega Ray.
storm. Touch cannon. Everything's coming up, Zephyr.
Dice, medicina valiosa que suplementa la vitalidad de quien la ingiere. Restaura 30% de puntos de cura. Acá no hay nada, ¿no? Bueno. A ver.
I won't forgive you. I'm only getting
How's
started.
this? Had it coming. Take this.
Mega Ray.
Touch cannon.
There. Got you.
One final push.
Right.
Give them all we got.
Rising Wyvern.
How's
I'm
this?
only getting started.
Had it coming.
Talent
Urgente, necesito otra espada, loco. Es una mierda la que tengo. Piedra reactivadora y saliva del entumecimiento cuando se frota sobre la piel y muy valorada por quienes mantienen una postura durante varias horas en el trabajo. Primera ciudad, ¿no?
Okay, people, this is it. Ulzebek.
No sign of any Renin guardsmen.
The Renins aren't as populous as the Danins. Probably figure stationing guards in a place like this would be a waste of precious manpower.
So this is where the next safe house is?
Yes. The last place they'd think to look for enemies is on their own doorstep.
That is, assuming anyone actually made it here before us.
Zephyr!
Looks like we needn't have worried. Come on.
Bueno, voy al escondite de los cuervos carmesí. Bueno, acá hay mucho diálogo. No vamos a hablar con todos los puntitos.
What's this doing here?
¿Listo? Ah, es una posada, ¿no? Sí. Y digo. Mucha escalera, ¿no?
Zephyr, you made it! See? I told you there's no way Zephyr would have kicked the bucket.
Fine, you were right. So, what's the plan?
Well, we've got an ace up our sleeve and the enemy's in disarray. I say we strike while the iron's hot.
So we're finally going head-to-head with Balsef.
That's right. We can't afford to mess this up. It's now or never.
Then now it is! We've all been waiting for this day for far too long!
Leave the plan to me. In the meantime... Yeah, you two need to do something about your outfits.
I have just the thing for your size. Stay right there, okay? Ta-da! I told you, it fits like a dream. I'm afraid we don't have any Renin clothing. I could find you some Danon outfits. But something tells me you'd rather pass.
Is this really that important?
In case you need reminding, I'm here because our interests overlapped. Nothing more. At no point did I say I've given up being a Renin.
Now, let's play nice. How about you ask Nate and see what he says? He's our one-stop shop for info around here. With any luck, he might just know something.
Bien, vestimenta belical. Dice, prendas color azul océano son un regalo de Tilsa y se confeccionaron con trozos de tela que recolectaron los cuervos carmesí. Sepir abandonó el grupo. Bueno, acá también, ¿no? Mucho diálogo. Lo bueno es que al explicarte muchas cosas del juego, no tenés tanta necesidad de ir hablando por todos lados, ¿no? Bueno, nada, vamos.
Nath, we need your help.
Ah, damn. Never the manpower when you... Huh? Help, huh? What kind? Is it urgent?
Well, no, not exactly.
Well, in that case, would you mind helping me out with something first? The work's really piled up around here.
What is it you'd like us to do?
Anything you can manage. No one cares about us slaves. That's why it's all the more important that we stick together and take care of each other. Check in with that guy over there for details on what needs doing. And thanks in advance.
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every little thing.
Hey.
Yes!
I guess. Got it.
Bueno. Y se habla con los personajes que tienen un icono de carta para iniciar una submisión. Completa dichas submisiones y obtén recompensas. Puedes aceptar todas las que quieras y consultar los objetivos en el registro de actividad. Bien. Bueno, misiones secundarias, ¿no?
I had no idea the Crimson Crows were so active. Try to be careful not to stand out too much. You're the only Renin around here, you know.
I know. I was just thinking about how communal it feels here, even though it's only supposed to be slave quarters.
Huh? Oh, yeah. When you put it like that, I guess it is different from heavily patrolled Moscow. Were you expecting something more depressing?
It's likely a sign that Balsef doesn't think you guys can do anything to him.
What?
I mean, if Balsef thought the Crimson Crows actually posed a threat to him, you'd figure he'd be trying harder to suppress them.
You... No. You're probably right about that. All of the other Danins that aren't with the Crimson Crows accept the Renin's rule as simply a fact of life. From the day we're born, no, probably even before that, it's been drilled into us that the only purpose our lives have is to help select the next sovereign.
If they don't like the status quo, then they should fight it. Otherwise, they're endorsing it either way.
I see it differently, but that's just me. Speaking of Renins, do all of them think about things the way you do?
I won't deny that among my fellow Renins, power and status are everything. However, that isn't what this is about for me. I have something I need to do. And I'll do whatever it takes, and use whoever and whatever I need in order to get the job done. To hell with power.
Bien. ¿Qué onda este? ¿Tiene más? Ah, ok. Eh, bien.
Cut it out. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to stare?
I know I already asked you this, but are you sure we haven't met somewhere before?
What's so hard to understand? I'm Renan, you're Danon. There's no way. Besides, I'm from Lenegus. Trust me, wherever you were before you lost your memory, we've never crossed paths.
Lenegus? You mean the same Lenegus that's up in the sky? I've heard it called the Renan's Castle, but I never imagined people actually lived up there.
Well then, where did you think we all lived? Didn't you see the Renan Lords descend for the crown contest?
And how long ago was that?
Well, the current contest started 7 years ago, so...
Then I wouldn't remember.
Just how far back do you remember?
About a year, give or take. That's how long ago Doc found me.
1 year. Then no. I'm sorry, but there really is no way we could have met.
Guess not.
Bueno, me dice... ¿Por qué dice 4? 3. Ah, ok, ok. Entonces, a ver. En teoría debería ir para acá, ¿no? En el desfiladero de Sandinus. A ver el desfiladero de Sandinus, ¿dónde es? Abajo. Vamos para abajo. Ah, mira, respawnaron los bichos. Bueno, está bueno, para aliviar un poquito, ¿sí? Bueno, ahora cuidado, pues estamos solos con la chica nada más.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Mirage!
Here I go.
You're
It's
mine!
over.
Strike! Here I come! You're mine! This could be useful.
Ah, está bien. Los objetos también se respawnean. Bueno, imagino que abajo también. ¿Qué pasó, loco?
What? They're all dead? How did this happen?
Soldiers, that's how.
Are you Iron Mask?
Yeah, I am. Dairon sent me to help. Hang in there!
I'm so glad you made it. In the bushes over there. You'll...
Hang on. Xion, do something!
It's no use. He's already dead.
Damn them! They've killed so many of us, and it's still not enough! They won't be satisfied until they've wiped us all out like pests!
He mentioned something about those bushes. We should check them.
Is this a cooking pot? But what is it doing here?
If I had to guess, he put it there to make sure a Renin wouldn't steal it.
So even though he knew he was dying, he chose to use the last of his strength to hide it, believing somebody would come for it. I guess you think it's stupid getting killed over a silly trinket, huh?
No. Clearly he risked his life for something he believed in. I would never mock someone for that. However, it will be up to us to figure out the purpose behind his dying act.
We'll make sure it wasn't in vain. If nothing else, this proves that the Renins can be outsmarted. We'll carry out your will, and see it through to the end.
Then we'd better get going. We don't know when those soldiers might be back to make another sweep of the area.
So this is what it means to fight the Renins.
Sounds like you're kind of scared to me.
Of course I am. But if I'm gonna die one way or another, I'd rather go down fighting.
Bueno, tengo que volver, ¿no? Sigue mostrando el icono del búho, pasa que no está, obviamente. Bueno, ahí arriba. Por el piba, loco. Canal de habilidades. Insignia obtenida. Máscara de hierro. Chispa rebelde. Dice, se activa cuando pulsas R1 después de un esquive perfecto o una guardia perfecta. Inicia un contraataque inmediato. Dice, a medida que cumples requisitos determinados, ganas títulos para los personajes. Dichos títulos permiten aprender artes y habilidades que facilitan el combate. Puedes ver los requisitos de desbloqueo en el panel de habilidades. Y se usa punto de habilidades para aprender artes y habilidades de los títulos desbloqueados, que otorgan efectos potentes. Es una buena idea para gastar PH desde el inicio y con frecuencia. Si quieres aprender una habilidad y aún te falta PH, resáltala en el panel de habilidades y pulsa cuadrado. Así se activa una alerta y te avisa cuando consigues los PH necesarios para desbloquearla. ¿Y cuántos PH tengo? 250. Estocada sónica. Contrafilo. Arte oculta que desata una, dice, andanada de estocadas. Dice, invoca un vendaval cruel y corta a los enemigos hacia arriba. Salto aéreo. Este está bueno, ¿eh? Y la chica. Eh, bien. Esto creo que se pone acá, ¿no? Vamos a probar el impacto ardiente que compré, ¿no? Bien. Bueno, loquito, seguimos avanzando, ¿eh? Ya nos mostraron un poquito las misiones secundarias que tenemos. Sé que acá puedes ir a varios lugares. Y ahí también hay una salida. A ver. Para hablar. Tienen que tener una carta. Tienen que tener una cartita en la cabeza. Para ver si tienen misiones secundarias. Acá no hay nada, ¿no? Mira, ya hay una misión secundaria.
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every little thing.
Pero bueno, nada, loco. Continuamos en el próximo capítulo porque se nos va a olvidar la goma, loco. Si el video te gustó, dale like, compartí, suscribite, haz todo eso, te mando un saludo. Nos vemos. Chau, chau.